Hello, I'm Brandon Rogers. Welcome to a special edition of Students First, the Rochester City School District's premier news program. Each week, we bring you vital news about Rochester schools, important dates for parents, as well as special features that bring you into real Rochester classrooms. Recently, 5 students from schools around the district who traveled to China last summer as part of a study abroad experience presented many exciting stories about their trip with Rochester Board of Education. This unique opportunity is offered to selected students as part of the Americans Promoting Study Abroad program, a free summer intensive language program in Beijing, China. The trip included total cultural immersion, where they had language classes in Mandarin, instruction in Chinese culture, and traveled to sites like the Great Wall and into Inner Mongolia. Students First was there to capture all the action. Let's take a look.
Members of the Board of Education, our superintendent, and guests here this evening, I want to introduce you to last summer's Beijing, as we call them, Beijing 8, plus our 2 chaperones. These students had the opportunity to go to China. They were in Beijing for 6 weeks. It was the second summer we've been able to do this, being sponsored by the Americans Promoting the Study Abroad. They didn't pay a penny to go on this trip, except if they needed a passport. Of course, they had to get their passport. Some of them, 3 of them, have had the opportunity to go for a second summer, because when they were selected the first year, the commitment from APSA to them was that it would be a 2-summer commitment. It would have been 10 of them, but 2 of them graduated last year. Katie Tiedemann is at the university at the United States Air Force Academy, and she's also studying Chinese there. And if you were here last year, you might remember Daniel. Daniel was the young man who ate dog while he was there, the soup. And Daniel, believe it or not, is in China. He's teaching the Chinese how to speak English. And he left in August. He's been there all year. All of these students have a story to tell, and unfortunately, we're very limited in time. And we know that the board has a very aggressive agenda today, as they do always. So we want to I'm going to ask them all to speak a little bit about their experience. And again, I want to take this opportunity to thank the superintendent and the administration, the board, for their support in this program. And we hope that that support will continue. And I hope that APSA is there to continue this program with us. So thank you very much. And I'm going to introduce the 2 chaperones, Andre Farquharson, as a Spanish teacher at East High School, Deline Goody, social studies teacher also at East High School. But I'm going to start with Linnell Dunbar from Freddie Thomas.
Ni hao, ni men duo, hin hao kan. You all look good today. China to me can only be described using many words such as memorable, inspiring, and educational. This trip was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity granted to me by the Rochester City School District, APSA, and the Foreign Language Department. China this past summer, we got to visit historical sites such as the Great Wall, the Forbidden City, and a Buddhist monastery. One of my favorite experiences was when I went to one of the markets, and I sat at the stool of one of the market vendors, and I worked down the price to buy this shirt. China this past summer has led me to become a better individual, and will most likely help me to get a good job after college with a major in foreign language.
Okay. Ni hao, wo jiao me sheng yuan, wo I zhongguo. While we were in China, we visited the Dandelion School, a school located on the outer strip of Beijing that helped migrant children who couldn't afford an education have the opportunity to get one. The Dandelion School was my favorite part of China. Being able to help kids who are less fortunate than me was a feeling that was just so great. It was a feeling that I will always remember. The Dandelion School helped kids who couldn't afford an education. I'm sorry. Okay. We were helping a teacher with students between the ages 9 and 12 learn the colors of the rainbow and the alphabets. I will never forget when one of the little girls came up to me crying to tell me thank you for everything. This experience is something that I will always keep with me. You don't know how many of my friends wish they were learning Chinese. This was opportunity that I got to learn Chinese, and now that I'm taking Spanish in school, I feel that with all these languages, I'll be able to be successful in any career that I take.
你好，我叫 Aisha. Hello, my name is Aja Love. The night market in Beijing is equivalent to the nightlife in New York City. With all the fun and excitement, I was forced to try new things. Located in Wangfujing, it's a place to be for excitement. Visiting the market, it drove me to try new things such as scorpions, snakes, silkworms, and even dog meat, things that you wouldn't even imagine. It expanded my views on what the norm is considered to be. Going on the trip, it forced me to no longer frown upon what I didn't know, but allowed me to embrace them with open arms. Never imagining going all the way to China, I am very blessed that I had this opportunity. Learning French for now 5 years and now Chinese, this trip has not only matured me emotionally, but intellectually. I'm very happy that I was able to go. Given the opportunity, I would recommend this trip to anyone. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm a little nervous, but anyway. Ni hao, wo ming zao mu fa. Hi everyone, my name is Faakhira Mohammed, and one of my fondest memories in China was my encounter with a Chinese soldier. Why? Because we as Americans have a tendency to stereotype Chinese soldiers as being unapproachable, very serious, and just plain unfriendly. But my experience was much different. I was amazed at the fact how the soldier was embracing towards our culture. He wanted to know about my language, my race, and our country. And if asked to sum up China in one word, I would simply say magnificent, because China has so much to offer. And I want to thank the Rochester City School District, the ABSA Scholars Foundation, the State Department for this amazing opportunity. Thank you, guys.
你好，我很高兴是在。The experience that stuck with me the most was our trip into Inner Mongolia from Beijing to work with this environmental group called the Green Long March. And we went there to study, to take a look at how farmers, with the support of the government, were creating biofuel tanks to create methane to heat their houses and power their stoves. And I think that it was just interesting to see how you go from more of kind of a westernized city of Beijing to the more kind of old style part of China. You get to see what life is really like for Chinese people. And you could see that it was beautiful, but it was functional. You could see that the government had industrialized and shaped the land to their needs and to help fit the needs of the people. I think opportunities like this are important because travel helps create open-minded students. And I think that the most important thing for growing up as a student in this district is to learn diversity. So I'd like to thank the city school district and ABSA for this opportunity.
你好，我叫是泰铢. I'm a senior visual arts major at School of the Arts, and this is my second year to China. This year, I was able to go to many different places than I was last year. I was able to climb a mountain and see China from above, as well as meet many new business leaders. This experience has allowed me to choose Chinese as well as business as my major in college next year.
大家好，我叫盛月，我很高兴说跟你们。My name is Joseph Santiago, and I'm from the Northwest College Prep School. Well, like Yanni, this was also my second time in China. For me, my most memorable experience was at the Minority Museum. There I learned that, like the US, China is also a melting pot. I learned there that China has over 50 Chinese minorities. While there, I saw traditional homes, traditional dances, and traditional clothing. For me, this trip was a blessing. It allowed me to experience a whole other culture and broaden my horizon. Learning Chinese as a third language has given me an immeasurable advantage over the average student. For example, Daniel, who was a part of the first trip, is now in Guilin, China, teaching English. Finally, I would like to thank the Rochester City School District and the APSA program for giving me this opportunity.
你们好，我的汉语名字是伊利，但是我的美国名字是 Lila Eaton. I would like to take this opportunity to tell the members of the Board of Education and Superintendent Brizard that the study of Chinese must be continued in the Rochester City School District. If it's not continued to be offered in the Rochester City School District, then this opportunity with APSA may not be available for other students to take advantage of in the future. People need to realize that the study of another language and culture is just as important as the study of other academic subjects in schools. This trip to China really opened our eyes to a culture and society other than our own. It gave us the skill set and language necessary to communicate effectively within that culture, and it broadened our horizons as global citizens, forging the way for us to become the next new generation of America's youth ambassadors. For this trip for me, I studied abroad for the past 2 summers in China. I was one of the people who went the first year. Has shaped my plans for the future in that next year I'm going to go to college and study Mandarin Chinese. And additionally, my exposure to Chinese businesses and the political workings at the embassies that we were able to visit has inspired me to go into studying international relations and possibly political science in the future. It is critically important that this crucial language continue to be offered in the city school districts, especially because of the global economy of today and the numerous opportunities that the APSA program will continue to provide for students like us in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. In closing, I just want to, the group was about 28 students. There were 8 from Rochester, 9 from District of Columbia, and then Atlanta and Boston were added this year. The first year it was just the DC schools and Rochester. So the group was about 28 students. I want to introduce you just to the 4 seniors: Faakhira from Wilson, Juliana from Soda, Joseph from Northwest Prep, and Lila from Soda. Joseph happens to be the valedictorian of his graduating class. And on that note, I close and I thank you all very much for your patience. And again, thank you very much.